Salutations, kings and queens. Welcome back to the Electric Leaf. And so I have been in a cooking mood, can't you all tell? So I have recently made a stuffed acorn squash. So I just wanted to come to you all and show you what I stuffed it with. I really just want to inspire you all. I don't want you to feel like you have to copy me every little tiny thing I do and add. I just want to inspire you. So right now I'm just massaging the acorn squash with a little bit of grapeseed oil. I'm sprinkling some sea salt on there, and I'm going to bake them in the oven face down at 375 degrees, and I think I baked for like 40 minutes. Yes, that's what I did. So the main ingredient that I'm going to stuff it with is quinoa, and I am going to use these mushrooms that I have, and I'm going to fry them the way that I did in the plant-based snacks video. And so here I'm using my mandolin, and I'm going to slice up the mushrooms, the king oyster mushrooms, and the tomatoes. It makes life so much easier. The mandolin does. I mean, so much easier. I'm using two different types of mushrooms. So here I'm just pulling apart the oyster mushrooms. And like I said, I like to leave my pieces very chunky. But for this recipe, since I've made it and eaten it already, I think that if you chop the pieces down smaller, that will be even better. I like the big chunky pieces, but my daughter, I noticed that she was kind of eating around them. So next time I make this, I'm going to chop the mushrooms up much smaller and probably add more tomatoes. So I'm dicing up an onion, and I'm going to cook that first, and then I'm going to steam the broccoli. So the tomatoes I'm just laying flat on a baking sheet. I sprinkled with a little bit of sea salt, and I sprayed them with a thin layer of grapeseed oil, and I put them in the oven at the same 375 because the acorn squash is in there as well, but they got a little burnt, so you know, take them out a little sooner than what I did this time. And now you see that I dropped these mushrooms down in the fryer with no batter. Okay, that has been my favorite way to eat these mushrooms lately. So you see my tomatoes, my mom done took 2 of them for her food. But do you see, you know, they went a little too far on some spaces. So I'm just seasoning up the quinoa, put a little onion powder in there, a little sea salt, added the diced onions in there that I sauteed. I'm just scraping the tomatoes in there. I wish it would have had more. And I'm gonna mix it around. I'm also going to dice up an avocado. My sister hates avocado, but I love it. And so when I'm cooking for her, I have to leave it out. So and there I'm just adding in the mushrooms, and as you can see, they do command attention just like a piece of meat would. But next time I think I'll chop them down just one more chop, you know, one size smaller than what they are. Now in this jar here where you see me stirring it around, that was a ranch dressing, something like a ranch that I made. It was really herby, really creamy. And of course, after you make the dressings, they do thicken once you refrigerate them. And so I love that because it means that the dressing can go further. So I'm just putting some of the dressing into my little syrup pourer with some coconut milk to thin it down. Okay, so you see, here are my acorn squash. I'm pouring some of that ranch dressing directly in there. Then I'm topping it with the stuffing. OMG. Like, I don't get to eat like this too often because I don't have time to cook like this too often. But I will say, it didn't really take that long to prepare because, like I said with my last few videos, I have my deep fryer set up right now. I don't usually have it set up, so I've really been taking advantage. So yeah, look at it. It's so good, y'all. It's really yummy, the tomatoes, okay? I'm just drizzling some of that ranch on top, and then I have the green onions that I'm putting with it. and my steamed broccoli. It was so good, okay? And it was even better when I heated it up because the sauce got even saucier, it got creamier, okay? And then I poured more on top and heated it up again. And then I poured more on top after I heated it up. Oh my goodness, all right? I love sauce. I love sauce, okay? I love sauce. If you would like a video to see how I made this sauce, please just let me know in the comments and I can make it happen. This is it. This is the video. And yeah, let me know if you make anything like it. Let me know. I've used this same type of stuffing in green peppers as well. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up here. Let me know if you make it. Tag a sister at The Electric Leaf on Instagram. And until I see you all again, continue to vibrate love. You know, remember, love is alkaline. And vibrate well. Peace.